Fernando Alonso has always been entertaining to watch. From his weird post-race dances to his super salty radio messages, the Spanish world champion has always delivered a spectacle. And this weekend he proved just that. At the Austrian Grand Prix, we saw glimpses of the legend of Fernando Alonso, and that made me think, is this his best race this season? It definitely was. It wasn't exactly smooth sailing for him, but it was a pretty good race. So stick around as we take you through Fernando Alonso's roller coaster weekend at the Red Bull Ring. Fernando Alonso is one of the most experienced drivers on the grid this year and in Formula 1 in general, but he's racing for Alpine, a team that doesn't necessarily fight for the wins, but they're strong in the midfield. And after their strong performance in Austria, they are now level on points with McLaren in that precious 4th spot in the Constructors' Championship. So during qualifying, both of the Alpine cars showed strong pace. Alonso qualified 8th and his teammate 5th for the sprint race. And when the sprint race came on Saturday, Alonso's car blacked out. It refused to start even after the team tried an external battery. So he couldn't start the race and he couldn't take part in the sprint race. And that's a pretty bad start to his weekend. But at least there was a race on Sunday, right? There were rumors leading up to the Grand Prix that he might not take part after all. But his team fitted him with a brand new engine overnight, and he was starting the race with a working car, but he had to go to the back of the grid because he got a new power unit. And once the race began, he started chopping his way through the field. And that's when we run into magical Alonso moment number 1. He reached a point where the car in front of him was Yuki Tsunoda of AlphaTauri. This is Tsunoda's second season in Formula 1 and it really showed. On a fast part of the track, Alonso went in for an overtake. However, in a bid to defend, Tsunoda pushed Alonso onto the grass at around 300 km per hour. But Alonso kept his cool. His experience ensured that he managed to overtake Tsunoda regardless. He also had time to wave his finger at the driver as if to say, "This ain't it." Speaking on the incident, he said, "I was in the grass, so I don't know why he was pushing me that far. Because I had DRS in the grass, I had to keep flat out and there was no way for him to defend. I was already side by side, so I don't know." From then on, he fought his way up to P6 when he came into the pits. The pit stop looked normal, but when he came out of the pits, that's when we got Fernando Alonso magical moment number 2. While he was driving after coming out of the pits, Alonso realized that his front left tire wasn't bolted on properly. This is something that happens in Formula 1. It's not very often, but on the odd occasion, it does happen. But Alonso is smart. He knew that if he told his team what was up, the FIA would penalize the team with a time penalty for an unsafe release. So instead, he just tells the team that he wants to box again. But when he gets into the pit, he tells them to check the front left. So he was safe there. He didn't get a time penalty and he managed to finish the race in P10 with a valuable point for the team. Keep in mind that he started from the back of the grid. He later said he could have finished 6th if he didn't have the tire issue with the pit stop. This season, Alonso hasn't had the kind hand of Lady Luck to help him during the Grand Prix. He suffered crashes, engine failures, and just bad luck. This season, we've also seen the media constantly talking about Alonso's age in a negative light. Alonso is 40 and he will be turning 41 in a few weeks, and he's been asked by many to give up Formula 1 racing to make way for younger drivers. But it's performances like this that proves that if you want to avoid the debate of age, just drive away fast enough. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Fernando Alonso at the Red Bull Ring in 2022. So if you liked that video, be sure to subscribe to Fervent Motorsports and also let us know if you would like us to make videos on any other drivers, like Vettel taking pole from his garage in Singapore 2013, or Kimi Raikkonen storming from the back in 17th position to win the race at Suzuka in 2005. Well, whatever it is, let us know in the comments below.